Hello stamping friends, this is Candy from SweetStamper.com, and today I have this little St. Patrick's Day 3D item, as we often call this in the crafting community, and it's really just a sweet little treat holder. Inside here I have a little single pack of the fun size M&Ms. This would hold any kind of a small flat bag of treats. And you could also put a tea bag in here if you didn't want any sweets. So let me get started on showing you how to make this super simple little St. Patrick's Day treat. I'm starting with a piece of cardstock, and this is, let me flip it this way because I'm going to go over the measurements with you. This is a 3x8 piece of lemon lime twist cardstock, and it is scored at 1 inch and then here at 4 3/4 inch. So let me just go ahead and crease the score lines, and you can see that once you crease these, you can see exactly how your treat holder is going to work. Now I'm going to take some of this designer paper, and this is from the Botanical Butterflies Celebration Free Designer Series paper. Has beautiful on both sides, but I want this lemon lime twist kind of greenery, really kind of makes me think almost like a fairy woodland forest, which is perfect for St. Patrick's Day. And this I'm going to put directly down. Now let me show you, there is a little trick with this. This is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, but this piece here is not totally square. And that is by design because I want to have a little flap to tuck in and hold my treat in place. So there is my background, and that is ready for me to go ahead and put a little bit of ribbon around here. I chose this gold-edged ribbon because another great bit of imagery with regard to St. Patrick's Day is of course the pot of gold, and so I wanted to evoke a little bit more of a St. Patrick's Day vibe by using this very pretty, very dressy gold ribbon. And I'm just going to do a simple knot here. I did try this with a bow, and it was just a little bit too much. It was too much ribbon over here. So just a simple bow, and I typically like to angle my ends. So this is just a nice straight simple knot. And now this is ready for my little St. Patrick's Day piece, which I'm taking from the Amazing Life stamp set. This is from the Occasions catalog. And if you look here, I've got this lovely little shamrock, which is a super versatile little stamp, and that is the only stamping I'm going to do on this. And I literally have a scrap of very vanilla cardstock, and your scrap doesn't need to be very large. I'm going to punch out a single 1 inch circle, and so this is my Mossy Meadow ink. I'm just going to ink up my stamp here and hold for just a couple of seconds. And now I have my shamrock. Now you might think that Mossy Meadow is a little bit dark for a shamrock, but if you bear with me, I think you'll see that when you fill it in with this lemon lime twist, which would probably be a little bit too bright for a shamrock, but when you bring them together, they really bring a beautiful bright green that's kind of fresh and not too old-fashioned. I want to have kind of classic images here, but I want to have a little bit of a modern twist, and my lemon lime twist marker is perfectly doing that for me. Now you'll notice that I did not use StazOn ink, and so both these inks are kind of bleeding together a little bit, and that is actually by design. That is giving me that really lovely shamrock green color, and I'm just going to punch this out with my 1 inch circle punch like so. And then I'm just going to layer this up with a couple of circle punches that I've already punched out for time's sake. So I had them out. Where did they go? Let's see. I will need to get out some more. So I'm just going to layer it with this is a 1-inch circle punch. So I'm going to layer it onto a 1 1/4, and then I'm going to layer that onto a 1 3/8 scallop circle, just to give it a little bit of frill and also to kind of break up. I find a lot of times if you have like too many circles or too many squares, you need something to kind of break up the monotony, or you get a little bit too much of a good thing. So that is ready to be layered onto my Mossy Meadow, and see how that gives just a nice little frame and brings all my greens together. So now that is ready to layer right on the top of my lovely ribbon here. Now I could make that really flat, but I'm going to put dimensionals, and because this is a small circle, I'm actually using the mini dimensionals. I find it's a little bit easier to use on something so small. So you can see I'm putting quite a few of them on here. You could, if you didn't have the mini dimensionals, you could easily use just a couple of the regular size dimensionals. And I do personally like to have a lot of dimensionals on my projects because I don't want any saggy centers. So now that is ready to go right here. And that is looking very nice, just the way I'm wanting it to. So now I am ready to attach my little treat. Now, what I like to do is to push the treats up to the top and leave the little, the end flat, and then I'm going to just pop that in here, and you could use any stapler you want. This is the Stampin' Up! Stapler, which we no longer have, but we used to, and I do love it. And so that's just going to secure it, and that keeps it from falling out. And that also allows me to just pop that down like so, and that holds my treat holder in place. Now you can see I have that little pesky staple there that's providing a great service, but I am going to cover it up, and I'm going to do that by taking a 2 3/4 by 7/8 inch piece of Designer Series paper that matches. Now this is a 1-inch piece of cardstock here, so I did the 7/8 to give it just a little bit of a frame. I felt like it looked nicer, and that, my friends, is it. Super sweet, super simple. You could give this out to anybody, the young or the old. And I mean old by like nursing home people would love something like this. Grandmas, grandpas, kids, anybody. This would be a great coworker gift. And that is it for my quick and easy St. Patrick's Day treat. Again, this is Candy from SweetStamper.com. I have my measurements here for you, but I do have a PDF, and so I will attach that to the YouTube video. Thank you so much for listening. Take care, and God bless.